Monero pioneers, welcome to CryptoSafe. Do you think more and more retailers are moving from BTC into XRM? What could be the reason that they are doing it for? Stay tuned for the growing crypto ecosystem. It's more than just a currency or an investment option, it's a sea of possibilities. Make sure that you stick to the video until the end, as we will reveal why many retailers are shifting from Bitcoin to Monero. We are giving away $30 to a supporter of the channel. To stand a chance to win, all you have to do is like and subscribe. Stay tuned as we will announce the winner by the end of the month. Do let us know in the comments below what you feel about Monero. So, let's get into the video without any further delay. After much investigation and critical thought, we believe that Monero is the cryptocurrency that most fits with these retailers' values and ideas, and that it has the best possibility of becoming a legal peer-to-peer financial system for the entire planet. Many individuals are unaware of this. However, Cash Fusion's potential to scale with its existing liquidity depends on the server of some random individual. This is also a single point of failure that government entities might target. Monero privacy is essentially preferable in this regard since it is controlled by the blockchain, which has no single point of failure. Furthermore, Cash Fusion can be slow and unreliable as it varies greatly on liquidity. But this is where Monero's confidentiality shines because the mixes are fast and trustworthy, regardless of how many coins you have, and they don't take any extra effort from the end user. Monero also has a significant advantage in the privacy domain of Cash Fusion because each act of sending or receiving is anonymous and separate from the others. Additionally, when we look into the arbitrary block size limit, which the developer community agreed not to raise, it was the entire reason Bitcoin Cash broke apart from Bitcoin. The Bitcoin Cash decision, however, was not to get rid of it. Rather, it was to raise it slightly. The block size restriction has been criticized by some of the members of the community as an example of central planning, despite the fact that it still has a fixed block size limit. But, on the other hand, the automated block size limit in Monero solves these issues. It provides us with the best of all worlds by prohibiting spam or unnatural surges in consumption, without imposing a potentially permanent upper limit on on-chain capacity, which would endanger the chain's stability. Monero achieves this in part due to its tail emission, in which miners have been credited some reward if they expand the block size, motivating them not to do so unless transaction volume is sustained. It is completely agreeable on the need for an automatic block size limitation. Decentralization in mining is very important because mining is the foundation of governance and more decentralization implies greater security. It's also vital not to utilize the same hashing algorithm as a coin that's bigger than you, as BCH does, as this creates a security risk. But as we look into Monero's mining is decentralized, which gives us the economic properties of early Bitcoin, and this could be one other reason why retailers shift from Bitcoin to Monero. Monero has dominated the deep web underground in terms of popularity, displacing Bitcoin as the preferred black market money. This is likely due to the fact that Monero remains the alternative that is both easier and offers more privacy, and it may be difficult to replace it given the power of network effects. Anarchists appear to still rely on Monero to carry out their acts of resistance. The primary objective of cryptocurrency was to be a tool for free markets. Therefore, the fact that Monero has taken on that role shows that this is where the majority of the grassroots energy and pressure for change is focused. Monero seems to be much more appealing because of its increased stability. But, as we all know, nothing is perfect, and there are some flaws here. However, some of these things may have a positive aspect too, so now let's have a look at these matters. The OP return lacks important data. Tokens aren't tokenizing anything significant or long-term valuable, and smart contracts, if used at all, are nothing more than a gambling game. Monero does not lack the potential to achieve these things, it is simply more difficult. There is no op return. However, it is well known that data can be encoded in transaction inputs. This means that if you really wanted to, you could probably make an SLP token. On the base layer, smart contracts are limited, but sidechains can expand them. Sidechains are feasible on Monero just as they are on BCH, although they are typically more difficult to create as far as we could let you know. Monero's lack of adoption on exchanges is a significant drawback. However, small exchanges that support it and decentralized exchanging services still exist, so this isn't a deal breaker. At the end of the day, no crypto is truly safe if the government can kill it by banning it. Monero, on the other hand, has a lower ClearNet adoption rate than BCH. However, we do not believe that this is a permanent fact regarding the relationship between the two currencies, as many merchants have yet to embrace either, and many more would be eager to adopt multiple coins. BCH also exists in its own bubble, as significantly more individuals take BTC and possibly even ETH. According to my understanding of Monero, after making a transaction, your input is locked for 10 blocks, which means you can't send another transaction from the same input, and your balance may be reported to have vanished on the UI side of your wallet. This is an obvious drawback to Monero's usefulness, although it can easily be overcome by spending coins to yourself to split it up, and there has been discussion of finding ways to address this issue in the future. Monero is a developing protocol, therefore we are sure a better solution will emerge in the near future. Monero can be pruned less than Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. On Bitcoin, the majority of the data can be removed, but on Monero, each node requires at least 1/8 of the chain. In any case, new nodes will require the non-pruned version in numerous situations, such as during upgrades, hence non-pruned nodes must exist. Pruning is good for saving data, but it has the drawback of requiring you to re-download the blockchain in its entirety if you need to rescan it. To be honest, it might be better to prune but store the data nonetheless, or to not prune at all and obtain bigger hard drives. Monero's concept of everyone owning 1/8 of the chain helps prevent a tragedy if everyone prunes at the same time, though it is not likely to happen. Unlike BCH, Monero does not have a centrally planned dust limit. There are several aspects of the protocol that are bound by the privacy architecture, which prevents spontaneous change. Monero isn't designed for smart contracts, thus, that's something more the Monero community won't argue about, unlike BCH, where complex improvements with significant trade-offs are constantly proposed and argued over. Monero is a solid protocol, with as few centrally planned features as necessary. Its privacy mechanisms, in our opinion, are dynamic and changeable, but its economic aspects are fixed. BCH, we believe, has more central planning going on in their protocol changes, and their many development teams are the only thing that comes close to compensating for that. Monero has a single team, but does not centrally design the chain's economic features, whereas BCH has numerous teams working and will participate in something we would term central planning on a regular basis. The price activity is the source of recent negative feelings about Bitcoin Cash. BCH has been a strangely volatile cryptocurrency, nearly twice as volatile as Monero. Monero, we feel, is the only virtual currency with the strength to win. Monero is a stealth machine, operating strategically in the shadows and making substantial changes in the crypto market, while all the other cryptos are basically running down the street. So, there you have it. And now, you know why many retailers are shifting to Monero. And with that, we have come to the end of our video. We hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you found this video inspiring and wish to see more content, then don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to avoid missing any more info. See you all soon in the next video.